And, maybe we might need to deal with some of those myths that may exist that just because you're a man of God, that you are exempt from some of these behaviors because, just growing up in the church with a godly father. As a matter of fact, I said some things to my dad the other day who's ailing at the age of 89 years of age right now. And I told him, I said, Dad, you owe me. And he looked at me with a strange question like, what do you mean I owe you?
Right.
I said, you got to expose me or tell me about some of those demons you had to deal with.
Right.
You understand that?
Right.
He's a man, that's all I've ever seen my whole life as a man of God.
Right.
But he's dealt with some things, that because in the generation I grew up, certain things weren't talked about.
Sure. Yeah.
So I ended up dealing with some things, dealing with sexual behaviors, pornography, and things of that nature that was taboo in the church.
Right.
And so nobody dealt with it because nobody talked about it.
Right.
And so when I say talk about some of those demons, what are those issues that you have dealt with as a man of God that nobody wants to address? Yeah. You understand? Because it's not just being in the church that's going to be the sum total or the solve off all these issues that we have. So just telling a young man to come to church is not going to be the key. Right. No. There has to be an open dialogue with a father and a son, and he need to have told me who I was, other than what the society might say that we are as Black African American men, first of all, which might lead us up to another question concerning the violence that we're dealing with today with the police, and the stereotyping of our young Black men. Where are they getting these images from? What's making them think and act the way they act? And why can't you carry yourself in such a way that demand respect?
Well, for me, I've always I lived in my father's home, and from childhood to now as a man, and now married and starting my own family. My dad and my mom have always been open about any and everything, whatever it was. So whatever kind of things that he may have been dealing with, and it's interesting that you said that about, your dad owes you. You needed to know some of the things that he dealt with. I'm sure I don't know every specific thing that he may have dealt with. Some of the things I'm finding out now at the age of 35, and I'm finding out now just because experiences have kind of showed me how to be a little bit more keen about the things that he may not say, but I can see because he may be dealing with it now, but I'm more open now to it because of experiences that I've gathered and I've gone through. But I will say that they've always been real open about the things that go on for him, the things he had to deal with my mom, conversations that they may have had, disagreements that they may have had, why those disagreements happened, what were the basis of those disagreements. But I've never in my life, from a child to now, I've never seen him raise his voice in a way where he's belittling my mom. I've never seen him raise his hand at my mom. I've never seen him appear as if he was even mad at my mom.
But guess what? I've never seen those things either.
Right.
The Equalizer Men's Conference 2015. 3 dynamic nights of all male age 9 and up. Coming to Raleigh, North Carolina, March 25th through the 27th. With 3 dynamic speakers featuring Pastor Cliff Coward, Pastor Mitch Summerfield, and Bishop Frank Summerfield. The Equalizer Men's Conference 2015, March 25th through the 27th. Registration is free, but seating is limited. Call 919-834-1141 for more information. Learn to become the Equalizer.